Jules, what is up, PPL fans? Shoutout here, coach of the Bayern Mewnich, and welcome to the PPL Week 3 team analysis. Now, we're gonna start off on the league table right now because we were urged to show you guys that, and it makes sense. So yeah, as you can see, we're currently in number 2, right behind Sam and the Newcastle United. We're one of 3 undefeated teams. We're tied with Sly, but since we start with a B because we chose a much better team name, we're ahead of him, so that's how that works. Yeah, 3 undefeated teams only, which is pretty cool. And I still don't want to play Sam. He's currently sitting at a +9 differential. We're sitting at +6. Could have potentially been +7 if I weren't stupid and would have fucked up my opening and stuff like that. But yeah, and our opponent this week is NecroStevo of the Eterna City in the Enders. He is currently winless. However, he played the 2 other undefeated teams, so he has a very rough start to the season with us following right now. So we're not planning on giving him a win, unfortunately. I am sorry, but that's not happening. And we're gonna look over my team tab real quick. Just a couple things. We have brought every Pokemon barring Durafrag, which I'll probably never bring this season, so yeah. We brought every Pokemon so far, which is pretty cool. Only 2 Pokemon brought twice. That will, of course, change this week, obviously. Megalopony, 5 kills, 0 death, +5 differential. And Vanilluxe with +2. Those are our 2 current MVP race contenders. Manaphy and Thunderous are obviously gonna run in there as well and try to get a couple kills. And saying that, we're gonna go over team. You can see our results here in our future schedule. Yeah. If you care, really. So with that being said, Manaphy and Thunderous are obviously going to look into getting into that MVP race, and we're bringing both of them with this week. So first up is Tiny Blue the Manaphy. I should probably go over Necro's draft, and I should probably have that on my phone before I do anything, but I am an unprofessional fuck and I'm really bad at making videos. So I'm going to talk right now so I can tell you, act like I'm totally not opening the sheet on my phone right now to tell you what Necro's team is, because I obviously know that by heart, and it's going to be on the screen. So Necro was one of the few people that actually made a transfer last week. He dropped Zatu and got Carracosta, so that's one of his mons. He also has Clefable, Scizor, Mega Abomasnow, Chandelure, Slowking, Pangoro, Zygarde, Rotom Wash, and, as I said, Carracosta. So very interesting draft. I think it's the most interesting draft in the league. It's really cool to see. I think everyone who saw it kind of likes it to some extent. Like, even if they think it's not great, they love it because it has a Mega Abomasnow and some other cool things, like Pangoro, which I don't think has ever seen any major draft league spot thing stuff. Basically not a mon that you see very often in draft format because of how slow it is, but it is very strong. It's very, very threatening to my team because it breaks the P2 Aromatisse core in half, and that's just not fun. So, out of that, CS Clefable, which arguably is one of the best Pokemon in the format. Scizor, same with that. Mega Abomasnow is a threat. You know, it might not be the best Mega. It might be a Pokemon where people think is bad, but it's terrifying, and it doesn't just die to HP fires. I did the calcs, and as you see, I'm already running HP fire. It does not just one-shot it. Chandelure is a bit of a threat, but I think my team handles it somewhat well. Not really well, but kind of well. Slowking is annoying and somewhat of a threat if it sets up and if it, the Trick Room and stuff, because his team is the definition of a Trick Room team. Pangoro fucking terrifies me. I'm scared. I don't want to face it ever. Zygarde can be spooky. I think I have it handled, and I'm not too sure he's bringing it. Rotom Wash is very, very annoying to my team. I don't have a grass type, so that's a problem. And Carracosta, I don't think he's bringing it. It's a Salt Mon. I really, really like Carracosta. However, I don't think it matches up well against my team with Manaphy, with Seismitoad, with Megalopony still outspeeding it, even if it gets up a Shell Smash. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So yeah, offensively it's not that great. Defensively, it doesn't really stop anything on my team. Like, literally all of my offensive threats beat it. Megalopony, Vanilluxe, Thunderous, Manaphy are my main offensive threats. Crobat can also be one with Giga Drain. Seismitoad just beats it. Skuntank's like the only offensive threat it could potentially beat, and I don't think it's worth bringing it just for that because Rotom Wash does the same job. So, things I'm not expecting. Carracosta is the only one I'm 100% sure he's not bringing. Also, kind of less expecting Chandelure and Zygarde. So, what I'm looking at is Clefable, Scizor, Mega Abomasnow, Slowking, Pangoro, Rotom Wash. Those are the 6 I'm pretty much expecting him to bring. Clefable is just Clefable. It does well. It is a decent check to Tailglow Manaphy. Well, it's pretty much a hard counter to Tailglow Manaphy. Scizor is always a threat. You know, if it gets up his SD late game, it can clean up my team. Mega Bombsnow is a threat. It just doesn't have many switches in the game. Slowking, talked about it. Pangoro, just as I said, breaks my wall close, so I'm definitely sure he's bringing that. And Rotom Wash is difficult for me to kill. So, yeah, makes sense for him to bring that. And to counteract his team, the first thing that we have is, of course, our captain with its second appearance, and hopefully gonna do a little bit more work than last week where it just kind of died. Tiny Blue to Manaphy with the leftovers, Hydration as the ability, and Tailglow, Scald, Energy Ball, and HP Fire. 224 speed with Timid Nature, 248 special attack, and 36 in HP. 248 special attack because I have HP Fire and stuff. That's enough speed to outspeed his fastest Mon, which is Zygarde. Necro has a incredibly slow team to the point where I have 4 Pokemon that speed the entirety of his team, which is nice. Which is definitely nice, which makes me kind of think he brings Trick Room, but I have things like Ormatisse and Druddigon that do very, very well in Trick Room, so he could be kind of, and P2 of course, so he could be kind of put off by that, but we'll see. His average speed, by the way, is 59.56, so that's a little bit of math there. My team building sheet is amazing. I should probably have opened my team building sheet as well, but I decided not to because I don't need it necessarily to show you things, and yeah. So yeah, with this coverage, Manaphy actually destroys his team even if I don't get up a Tailglow. Scald hits everything relatively hard, barring Slowking, Rotom Wash, and Mega Bombsnow. It can get burns on things like Declefable, which would be preferable because it's most likely going to be unaware. If it is Magic Guard, however, that's just perfect because it's a setup Manaphy, and I will just destroy it with a +3 Tailglow. It doesn't one-shot if he's Spidef for sure, but it will do a lot, and it can't one-shot me, so it's all good in the hood. And yeah, also Manaphy does not only outspeed his entire team, it also works really, really well against Necro's priority users. Bullet Punch resisted, Ice Shot resisted. Extreme Speed shouldn't do a terrible amount unless he's banned or gets up a boost, in which case he outspeeds me anyway, so you know. And Aqua Jet from Kyriakos is also resisted, so that's another reason why I want to bring Manaphy. It does very, very well against priority users. It gives me a very solid check to Scizor, because as I said, I resist the Bullet Punch. And Scizor is a very, very big threat to my team, I feel. Especially late game, of course, that's what Scizor does best. Now, I wanted to bring a skill swap Manaphy to get rid of Clefable's Unaware. That's something I really, really want to bring this week. However, in the long run, it just didn't seem beneficial considering how threatening Rotom Wash is to my team. Threatening in a way that I can't really kill it reliably, so having Energy Ball is nice. Slowking was also looking like a bit of a threat if I don't play around it. And yeah, initially I had Mega Lopunny. I really want to bring Mega Lopunny because it does work against this team. That's what Mega Lopunny does, you know. Ended up deciding that I want to bring Manaphy, so I just kind of start with Manaphy. This is the 5th team I built. I built 5 fucking teams for this week. It was insanely difficult for me for some reason. Because Nick's team is really weird and it's solid. Like, it has so many threats, it has a good bulk, and it's just... It's much better than it looks on paper, I feel. So yeah, this is 5th team I built. I was like, okay, I was in call with Dan, CG. He was like, okay, if you want to bring Manaphy, why just not start off with Manaphy and see where you go from there? That's what I did. Start with Manaphy, Tailglow, Scald, Energy Ball, HP Fire, and that's just how we're gonna go. The thing can punch holes and it can clean up late game, which is kind of what I'm hoping for. Last season, we got a 5 over Necro, and Manaphy was a huge, huge part in that, getting I think 3 kills or something. Well, 2 real kills and then 1 thing died to Sandstorm after Manaphy brought it down. That kind of thing. So yeah, Manaphy's gonna put in work, and the next thing that's gonna put in work is Eden the Thunderous Theron with the Expert Belt. Volt Absorber, of course, Thunderbolt, HP Ice, Sludge Wave, and Volt Switch. 212 speed, max special attack, 8 in defense, and 36 in HP. 8 defense works another 50 for once because I only have 30 defense of each because HP Ice. Hey. And this thing actually also destroys his team. He has nothing. Absolutely nothing that switches in safely, barring like a specially defensive Rotom Wash. That's like the only thing. I think Assault Vest uses like Scizor and Pangoro could work. I'm pretty sure that those could kind of work, but that's just a free Volt Switch for me, you know. Soldier and Wash. But you get my point. Thunderous puts in work. I had a nasty plot set for quite a while, but I figured that the momentum would be really, really good this game. If I can keep momentum up on my side, if I can prevent him from getting up the Trick Room if he brings it, that's just great for me. Because without the Trick Room, I have 3 things that outspeed his entire team, and 1 thing that outspeeds almost everything, barring Zygarde, and maybe Speedy Road and Wash. So that's of course contact. So yeah, momentum is important. Thunderous 2-hit kills almost everything on his team. HPI is of course 40 Zygarde and Sludge Wave for Clefable and Mega Abomasnow. 2-hit killing both of these, and that's great. So another thing is, barring Carracosta, which again I don't think he's bringing, Clefable is his only stealth rocker. So I don't think he's gonna have rocks on it, and if he does, that's 1 move less it can have to fuck my team over. I'm okay with that. And I think it can pressure that enough to not get up rocks, not go for rocks. So yeah. So next up we have Zebo the Skuntic with the Expert Belt. Aftermath of course as the ability, because everything else is kind of pointless. What's it? The flinching ability, Stench, and the fucking Keyno. Yeah, that's the one that no one cares about. We're rocking Crunch, Poison Jab, Play Rough, and Fire Blast. Enough speed to outspeed a timid max speed Chandelure, max attack, and then 28 in special attack, which is just the remain I had. Might play around a little bit and give it more special attack and a little bit less attack. Guarantee some kills with that attack investment, and then get a little bit more special attack to guarantee KOs on Scizor and Mega Abomasnow, because right now I don't get a guaranteed OHKO on those, if they are max HP, which I'm expecting them to be. So yeah, Skuntank actually puts in a lot of work. Not only does it outspeed everything on his team barring Zygarde and a Speedy Road and Wash, and by speedy I mean basically max speed. Excuse me. It also fucking murders the majority of his team. Clefable, Poison Jab, Scizor, Fire Blast, Mega Abomasnow, Fire Blast, Chandelure, Crunch, Slowking, Crunch, Pangoro, Play Rough, Zygarde, Play Rough, Road and Wash can catch a Crunch and take like 30% I think, and Carracosta walls me, but that's okay. So yeah, Skuntank is really, really good this game. I had an Assault Vest set for a while, ended up changing that to Expert Belt to just ensure some KOs, which are really important. The thing that beats Chandelure, which again is spooky. Get it because it's a ghost. I'm funny, guys. I'm telling you, I'm funny. And yeah, I ended up with Play Rough over Sucker Punch. I really wanted Sucker Punch in case he gets up Yo Trick Room. That means I have no priority, which is less than ideal because normally my team has priority because my Lopunny is basically always coming. But Play Rough is just important because Pangoro is such a huge threat, and Expert Belt Play Rough actually 1-hit KOs Pangoro. That's pretty fucking cool. So yeah, Skuntank is looking to put in some work, basically weaken his things to the point where Thunderous and Manaphy can clean up. Basically these two as opposed to weaken, and Manaphy is just gonna kill at the end. That's the plan. So next up we have Duct Tape the Porygon 2 with the ability Traces the ability Ice Beam Shell will recover HP Fire, max HP 108 in special defense, Calm Nature 148 in defense. Not running a minus Speed Nature or something of the sort for Trick Room because it doesn't actually help me in any way. I think with this speed I would still outspeed something important. I'm not sure. I think I want to make sure I outspeed Mega Abomasnow outside of Trick Room, so I don't wanna. Ah, geez, no. That was something. I know there was a reason why I wanted to have none of my Speed Nature. I think I would just make sure that I outspeed things outside of Trick Room, because if he doesn't get up Trick Room, then you know it's kind of useless. And his slow things usually outspeed me in Trick Room anyway. Mega Abomasnow, Pangoro, and Slowking, and Carracosta. All of these are slower than me anyway, so it's not much I can do really. So yeah, that's that. And P2 is basically what P2 is every week, my sponge for everything that I don't have a switch into. Mainly Mega Abomasnow. This is for the first time I have a different spread than the standard one. Because I played around a little bit and realized, hey, this spread was Zygarde and it was Mega Abomasnow. Let's go. Basically, if this thing goes down, Zygarde is a huge, humongous threat to my team. Once again, I don't think he's bringing it. I'm leaning more towards the other things that I mentioned before, but could be a problem. Ice Beam, of course, 40 Zygarde, Shadow Ball, 40 Chandelure if he brings it. Also hits Slowking decently hard. HP Fire, of course, for Scizor and Mega Abomasnow. So, I'm not exactly sure what the spread was for, because it's been ages since I made this. Like, 2 weeks, 3 weeks since I made the spread, because I started building relatively early, and the spread was one of the first things I came up with. But basically it deals with Mega Bombstone and deals with Zygarde even after Stealth Rocks. So yeah, Zygarde doesn't treat Kirby even with Adamant Life Orb hits, and that's pretty great. Trace is amazing this match because I can trace Clefable's Unaware or its Magic Guard. Magic Guard of course being the preferred one in this matchup. Can trace Technician from Scizor and have powered up HP Fires, which is great because then I can Oko his 2 4x weaknesses. Trace Hell Warning, or Snow Warning, that's the one. Yay. It doesn't actually prevent me from taking Hell damage, which is unfortunate. It would be cool if it did that, but it doesn't. Can trace Shenlo's Flash Fire, which he has no reason to bring Flash Fire. I don't have a single fire type on my team, but he could bring it just because the fire coverage that I'm definitely bringing. So he could have Flash Fire. If he does, then this is a 100% counter. Even if he tricks me, he still can't do anything to me, and that's great. Immune to Shadow Ball, immune to Fire Blast if that happens. However, still I'm expecting him to be infiltrated just because of this certain matchup. But if he doesn't bring that, if he brings Flash Fire, then it's amazing for me. I can also trace Regenerator from Slowking, which could be huge. I can trace fucking Iron Fist or Mold Breaker or Scrappy from Pangoro. Scrappy wouldn't be bad, but he's not bringing Scrappy because I don't have a Ghost type. He's bringing Iron Fist. Me Mold Breaker, but I don't think there's anything he would have Mold Breaker for. No, nothing. So, and that's basically it. Ooh, maybe I can trace Solid Rock from Caracosta. That would be gross. Oh Jesus, I'd be down for that. And yeah, basically P2 wards everything, barring Pangoro, barring knockoff users in the form of Scizor. That's it. And Fable could have knockoff as well. And the trick users, which he has multiple off, Chandelure, Slowking, and Rotom Wash. And then yeah, Clefable as well also gets trick. Also true. Either one. Pretty sure it's trick. So yeah, those are things to look out for, but in general I think P2 does very, very well this matchup, and I need to keep it healthy. I need to click recover quite a lot, which might give him a few free switch-ins this week, but you gotta do what you gotta do, you know. Next up, we have Bennington the Seismitoad with the leftovers, Water Absorb as the ability, Stealth Rocks, Knockoff, Toxic, and Scald. Max HP, 156 in Special Defense with a Calm Nature and 100 in Speed. That speed allows me to outspeed Rotom Wash if it's unvested. I think I'm going to change this to outspeed Pangoro, which is like 111, I think. Which is what I need to hit. I will check that. I will change that after the match, because before the match, after the recording, because I want to outspeed that thing and maybe catch a burn. That'd be nice. I will double check that. I think I might have already done it, but yeah, it will happen. I want to do it. Didn't do it yet, so yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pause real quick and tell my Jenna that I'm changing things potentially. Be right back. Right. So I changed the spread. Sent it to Juan, who's genning for me this week, and hopefully he hasn't done genning yet. Doesn't seem like it, so that's great. Also, I somehow managed to click stop recording instead of pause recording because I'm a genius. So, yeah. So Seismitoad is there because Rotom Wash is an issue. The thing switches into that very safely unless he packs HP Grass. Knockoff is also very great this game because it can get rid of items, all things like the Chandelure, the Zygarde. The Slowking is very huge in that. Scizor can rid of like a Life Orb or whatever it may carry. Can rid of Fable's item, Rotom Wash leftovers, or Chesterberry, whatever it may be. And Toxic to Rotom Wash, Toxic to Clefable. Those are two huge jobs that Seismitoad has this week. Of course, get up Rocks. Rocks are crucial. What's his removal? Scizor. Scizor's only hazard removal. That makes my job a lot easier. Get up Rocks, and then he has to defog with Scizor, waste a move slot on that, and waste a turn on that. Or Rocks are there to stay, which would be great. And if he goes for defog, that means there are no hazards on my side either. His only hazard setter is Clefable, as I said before, and Caracosta. So yeah, should be good in a good spot in the hazard war at least. But there's one thing that still destroys my team at this point, and that's of course Pangoro, even though, you know, almost everything I have outspeeds it. This thing can one-shot it, this thing can burn it, this thing does a lot to it. And this can also burn it, of course, and you know. But I needed a quote-unquote switch-in, the best switch-in you can have to a Pangoro. It's not a Romantease. Romantease, of course, can catch a Gongshot to the face, and running Caviar Berry doesn't really seem useful because he's gonna spam knockoff when I have a P2. Like when I bring the core of P2 and Romantease, he can just click knockoff and get rid of a potential Caviar Berry, or get rid of the Violet and lose nothing if I'm in with P2. So yeah, that's the thing. In the end, there was not much point. And one thing that matched up really well and also helped me deal with Clefable, because Clefable was still an issue if it was like a setup variant, like a Cosmic Power variant or something of the sort. That could still be very annoying. And I think that's all is there for. Yeah, there's of course Alaba, the Crobat, back to a defensive role this week. No item, Infiltrator, Acrobatics, Roost, U-turn and Taunt, 244 HP, 172 defense, Impish Nature, and 92 in speed. That speed allows me to outspeed the entire team, which is Zygarde. It's once again the same speed as Manaphy and Thunderous T, on speeding Zygarde, which is important. And Acrobat is like the best thing I have for Pangoro. I brought Acrobat a couple times season 1, I think like twice. I think twice in a row even. So I have used the thing. I like the set a lot. It doesn't get the passive recovery, of course, but also doesn't take a fucking shitload from a fucking knockoff from a Pangoro. I hate Pangoro, it's so good. I love Pangoro, but I don't want to face it. You feel me? Pangoro is like one of those mons that I always hoped I would never have to face in draft format. Just like Embor. So also fuck you draft for drafting Embor, by the way. Yeah, that should not be fun. But this thing takes less than half from Pangoro's knockoff, which is great. Of course, Pangoro is going to have a coverage move of sorts for the thing, whether it be a punching move or a Stone Edge or whatever. It's not going to enjoy it, but it can take every one hit and then retaliate back with Acro, which doesn't actually one shot, but does a good chunk to the point where Pangoro should be weakened, and also this should immediately threaten out the Pangoro, and then I can just U-turn out and either pick a fodder if he stays in, or get initiative. Also, if he this also count as Clefable, like hard. I can just taunt it and roost up and acrobatics it down, and it shall be a great time. And yeah, basically momentum gaining and fucking Pangoro in the butt, hopefully, and Clefable. That should be great. So, yeah, that's a team. I like it. Like, I struggled a lot with team building this week, and I'm very, very nervous about this match because I'm undefeated so far after 2 weeks, and I want to say that after 3 weeks, I want to say that after 4 weeks, 5 weeks, etc., etc. Basically, I want to keep the streak going. I want to build a proper win streak. We haven't had a 3-game win streak in a while, in the PPL at least. So I want to get that going, and yeah, unfortunately, Necro, we won't get your first win this week. So yeah, that's the team. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me what you think of the team. I really want to bring Megalopunny. I know that matches up well against this team. However, I felt like these would be more necessary. That's just me. That's my opinion. You can disagree. That's okay. Yeah. The reason I have Skuntic over Megalopunny is because otherwise, soaking becomes a huge problem. Because if it's Fizz Def Calm Mind, it could fuck me in the butt, and I'm not about getting fucked in the butt. At least not this week. So. Yeah, it's a team, as I said, tip to think and stuff and things. Thank you all for watching. The battle, this is already late. Battle will be late as well because we have very bad time zones and schedules, and we have to battle at like 3 AM my time on a Saturday, which is going to be less than but last time we battled at night and I won very, very well, convincingly. That's the word I was looking for. And yeah, gonna stop fucking rambling now, Jesus Christ. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. As the time to think of the team and stuff like that. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave some nudes. I'll appreciate all 3 of us, and hopefully see you guys next time. Goodbye.